Quack.
Quack. Quack.
12 and 0 is no longer possible. I am your host, Adam Shamil.
And I'm bummed out with my thumbs out.
Bummed out with his thumbs out. Who has two thumbs and is bummed out? That guy right there. This is the Quack 12 podcast, the most official, unofficial Oregon Ducks sporting podcast on the web footosphere. And Aaron, we lost our first one.
Hey, you know what? That happens, brother. That happens. I'll tell you this.
Yep.
It don't feel good, but it's an inevitability.
It's true.
Here's the one thing I do know I'm pretty sure is fact.
Okay.
Follow me here. Before Hythloday came on the show, flawless.
Yeah.
Hythloday comes in during a bye week, starts talking a whole lot of stuff that my brain wasn't ready for.
It's true.
Things I didn't understand.
Yep.
Numbers and things.
I was there. I saw the look on your face.
And then he puts this seed into my brain saying, oh, these Oregon Ducks maybe aren't the strongest team in the world. But before he came on, that's absolutely what they were. So, pretty sure this whole thing is Hythloday's fault.
You know what? I'm willing to roll with it.
Yep. I blame Hythloday. He did it.
I mean, we have a segment named after him that we'll have to get to later, so that's unfortunate. Yep. But yeah, no, absolutely it was. Aaron, it really is a game of perspective, isn't it? Because you also got to look at this, all right? You got to look at the whole picture here. We were close to losing to Penn State, yes?
That game was righteous.
But I'm just asking you, it's like you're on the stand, all right? I'm going to need a straightforward question.
Yeah.
We were close to losing that game, yes?
Yeah, I would say by the first overtime, I went, well, this is anybody's game.
Absolutely. And then, but we win that game, and it was...
But Penn State in my head was also like...
I mean...
This is the second best team in the whole world.
Exactly. And then the week after that, they played a team that we deemed absolutely horrible, who had just fired their coach, UCLA, and they lose to UCLA. And that stunk. We did not enjoy that because it made us, took away our win a little bit. But
sure did.
So then there's this week. They lose a close one to Penn State.
Okay, Penn State.
Loses a close one to Northwestern. Now that is the Northwestern team that we demolished them.
Obliterated.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't look perfect.
This was in a pre-Hythloday time. We obliterated them.
We did have...
Look at this, dude. Look at this. Post-Hythloday, this whole thing is cattywampus.
Well, I'm just saying. And so Penn State, not only did they lose the game, they actually, Drew Aller is out. He got a season-ending injury, their star quarterback. A quarterback that certainly was receiving more boos from his fans than you'd hope, but he's out for the season. Not only that,
what happened?
He just got hit like late in the game. Broke something in his leg or something like that. I didn't quite pay attention. Yeah. I know. Again, I was pretty done with football after our loss on Saturday. But Aaron, not only so. Even though James Franklin's been there for like freaking 12 years and has gotten really good recruiting classes, nearly got them to the national championship last year because they were like one field goal away. They lost by one field goal to Notre Dame in, the semis, like right before the national championship game. So they were that close. James Franklin now, though, is fired. They paid him $50 million to fire his ass.
Didn't we talk about that being a possibility?
We did, but I was like unlikely because he gets them like 9 or 10 wins like every season. But no, his ass is fired, and it's just like, okay, it does make me a little nervous when it was like I put so much stock in that win on the road against Penn State, And now this loss against to a really good Indiana team. We should say that. Don't want to shit on them too much. But it definitely makes me rethink our offensive prowess, because now I'm just looking back at that Penn State game and I'm like, we only scored 17 points in regulation against Penn State. And then you look at like the other teams that are beating Penn State at this moment, because again, they played 3 nobodies. Like Northwestern scored, and they got a pretty bad offense, 22 points in regulation. UCLA scored 42 points in regulation. Like, it does make me a little be like, maybe our offense isn't exactly offensiving enough.
Well, see, this just blows. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I have queries.
Let's hear it.
Because what you do seem to hear, this is all I hear, because this is all I ever listen to,
Quack 12,
is the talking heads and the announcers are all about that Wilstein offense.
Yeah. Yes.
So is it that plus what Hithloday was talking about, where we just having a weak offensive line?
I think,
like, remind me what he said was the deal.
So what Hithloday's all about is basically he has not yet seen a championship level, certainly, but even just like as far as good, it seems like offensive line that has taken in 3, more than 2 is the number, more than 2. So the majority of your starting offensive line, if you take in the majority transfers, then it's just the chemistry takes like at least, if it comes at all, it takes like a season practically for it to really kick in. And that's not a guarantee that this offensive line will 100% kick in. And the other thing is, I mean, this is my opinion, and like listening to other and reading other people that actually know what they're talking about. It wasn't like 100% on the offensive line. Like Indiana did bring in a mighty pass rush, and that definitely got into Dante Moore's head. And so it feels like there's at least a share of like offensive line either just miscues or just getting beat. But also Dante Moore, maybe because of that pressure, because in like our first play of the game, he's got someone in his face ready to take him out.
See, I wasn't able to tune in until the
well, that's another thing
quarter.
I wanted to talk about is I think you're the reason why we fucking lost this game. What do you think about that?
I think whenever I tuned in, we had tied it back up, and then they just continued to do what I assumed they had done all game, which is just stay behind.
Well, maybe because if you were a fucking fan and better fucking co-host, fucking Aaron, maybe we wouldn't have lost this fucking game. I'm sorry if you're listening to this at work, right?
I watched a pregame conference with old Big Cheese.
Yeah, ESPN Game Day.
And he said that the things he was looking at was that the way their secondary plays, they're great at fucking grabbing the ball. We had 2 interceptions.
True.
And they're great, right? Didn't we have 2 interceptions?
We did. One of them was more of a
and they're also
backbreaker than
great
the other.
at causing pass interference. Like, they create situations that always benefit them regardless of how it goes.
Well, I'll certainly tell you this, Aaron. He
was not abashed at saying how great they were.
We were outcoached. I would definitely say that. They came in with a better game plan, and they were clearly like, yeah, Dante Moore, like we're hearing all these great things, like this Heisman talk, but we like our quarterback too, which he is really fun to watch, Fernando Mendoza. He played for Cal back in the day.
Okay.
Really
back in the day.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And they, I mean, holy hell. One thing they had was a really good like pass rushers, which we saw that over and over and over. Dante Moore got sacked like, what was it, like 5 or 6 times in this game.
Yeah.
And it really, like, I think we did pretty well running the ball. Obviously, I wish we would have done that a little more. And people that are Will Stein haters, I'm sure that's going to be the first thing they say. But I don't a lot of people, I mean, there are some people online, and there's always going to be people like this, that are ready to straight up fire our defensive coordinator, Tosh Lupoy, and fire our OC, Will Stein. I think that would be a pretty big overreaction.
Obviously.
I don't, at the same time, I think people were pumping up Will Stein a bit too much in the offseason and during when we were kicking butt. Like, he's not a perfect
reason why
OC,
they liked him is because he calmed down. He stopped doing like an overly abundant amount of plays, and they're like, this is great. He's really focused in the playbook, you know. He's got it really simplified.
Yeah, and I
playing
think
good, strong football.
I think whenever it's like 3rd and 8 and you see a screen, even though some of those work, like there was at least one where Gary Bryant was amazing, and got a first down out of it. Whenever you see that and it gets blown up, it just feels like that was the dumbest shit I ever seen, and I get it.
I will.
Yeah.
This is what I'll say. What I noticed in the game was,
which you
it seemed like we were really relying on that casual. We'll run it and see what you can get, and then do some short, quick passes to make up for whatever you didn't. And it's like, sometimes you got to play a little bit deeper in the field. Take a 15-yard shot.
There was no
send some zippers down the middle, for Christ's sake.
I agree.
You're like on the borders or running.
Because Indiana was down for us to try to like march down the field, and overall, I'd say we did a bad job of it because we only scored 13 points on offense. But like we needed, I mean, we got early on that awesome touchdown pass. But we desperately needed like more big plays. And the offensive line wasn't giving Dante Moore enough time. And then even when he did have time, he was kind of seemingly to me locking on to like one person, or like just getting a little spooked out, or really not recognizing the pass rush that was just in his face. And I don't know, Indiana is a good team, so I'll give them that. But we also played a pretty bad game, though I don't think it's going to be like, oh, we're never going to play like this for the rest of the season. I think it is possible that all the teams we're going to play from now on, and this could be kind of a good thing, all the teams we play from now on are going to be like, okay, so we need to just rush the shit out of Dante Moore. Like, we need to just bring in the pressure nonstop, because he didn't look good that one time, and, you know, like, they only scored 20 points. And so they're not going to be as good as Indiana is at it, but hopefully, you know, like, hopefully we're able to recognize that and work on it. And this isn't the worst loss ever, and I'd honestly rather lose to a plucky Indiana team than like Ohio State or USC or Washington.
Honestly, dude.
Yeah.
It seemed like, through everything that you've just said, and I'm in a total agreement, it felt like we got outclassed.
Yeah.
It's like stronger football over there.
But we
and
did
it seems like maybe
them,
that's also their storyline this season, is that, oh shit, they're popping off. We got something dangerous maybe brewing over there.
Well, it's a continuation of this storyline. It's pretty amazing where Cignetti, their coach, like, he really has like built them up from like fucking nothing, which is what he's done. He's a pretty, you know, he's been around the block a couple times, and like even last year they were really good and plucky, and outside of a couple losses to major programs like, you know, Ohio State, they made the playoffs, but they were like contenders for Big Ten champs, and now they're pretty much the same team except a few new additions, including a really good quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, and he was definitely the better quarterback. Like, felt really comfortable back there, even when he threw the pick six, which was like, you know, we tied the game. It really felt like he was gonna be like, okay, that's finally the momentum we need. They were able to march down the field, they get that touchdown, and then we're down, so it's like 27-20, but it's like, hey, we still got time. Like, we've seen Dante Moore be clutch against apparently a bad Penn State team, but against a Penn State team on the road. And immediately, like, he gets sacked, so we're already behind the stick, and then gets the ball batted down, which we saw that was a pretty big problem against Oregon State. It didn't mean anything against Oregon State, but, like, here it pops up at the absolute worst moment. Where they get the turnover, so suddenly we're down by 10 points. And there's also, like, just little moments, like when we missed that field goal to end the half. That's like, you could say,
I missed that.
Yeah, it was like a 40-yarder or something like that. So
that's like in his wheelhouse.
It should be. Like. It really should be. So we don't get that. And also there's some pretty bad clock management, because we could have tried to get it down to like only like 5 seconds left or something like that. But instead, they march down the field really quickly and they get a field goal. And that's a 6-point swing. And in a game that came down to like...
That's how I came in. Okay, so that's how we got to the 6 point. Okay.
Yeah, like they were up by 3 points, but like we could have been up by 3 points. And it was rough, man. We just got outplayed. Like there were some big plays that we still had, and this team's still very talented. It's just Indiana came in with a really good game plan. Got lucky in some places. We got unlucky in some places. Even though it's like they did deserve to win. They outplayed us. They were the better team.
What is this, week 6?
Something like that. Week 7.
Of 12?
I think it was week 7. Well, there's more than 12 because bye weeks and stuff like that. I mean, that was our 6th game. I'll tell you that much. 6 to 12.
Okay, that's what I thought. I think you combo that week off where we actually really assess how injured some of these cats might be.
I mean, we're pretty healthy, dude. Can't blame it on that.
I mean, we're on the field. We don't know what underlying pinnings. We don't know how long these fools are soaking in those fucking ice tubs.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we could say that about every single game. Like,
yeah, exactly. But you get that week off, and then your body kind of settles into it, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm fucking sore, brothers.
Well, this is what I'm saying of like where what Hith said. This is it. It did show up perfectly here, where it's just like, this is the problem. The offensive line is like, we're like against a really good elite team that can take advantage of it, may be able to rattle Dante Moore, and he freaking got pretty rattled because like 2 picks in the 4th quarter, and also just not seeing the field fully, and like I'm still optimistic,
dude. The rest, that's the one. I think at the beginning of the season we talked about this, and that's where I was kind of gonna go, is that when you combo a bye week, right, where your body settles into it, coming in against a team that shows off every weakness, you're basically gonna be like, okay, if we've not learned the lesson right now, then this is not who this team actually is.
Yeah.
Hey, I think they're probably going to learn the lesson. We win the rest of the season. We win the conference again.
Well, let's get into this, Aaron. Let's get into this.
No, you better not take that conference away from me because of how bad Penn State's been doing.
Aaron. So Penn State's out of the conference race. Because they've already lost like 3 now. Wow, 3 conference games. Ohio State. So we don't play Ohio State. They have a pretty easy schedule. I think Michigan's their toughest game. Indiana, I'll double check this, but I'm pretty sure I already double checked this. Indiana, they actually have a pretty easy schedule too. Their toughest game is on the road against Penn State, which, say what you will,
what if Penn State wins that, though, bro? That'd
be great. But even if Penn State wins, this is the tough part, Aaron. So Indiana does not play Ohio State. That would be the toughest one. They have a bunch of cupcakes like Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, Purdue. We would need Indiana to lose twice, because if we both have just one, if they only lost once, they have the tiebreaker against us. So they would go to the big championship ahead of us. And then Ohio State, most likely Ohio State is going to win out. Like, maybe they won't. They always lose to Michigan, so there's a possibility. But I don't know what the tiebreakers are if we only have one loss and and Ohio State only has one loss. I don't know who you choose out of that. My guess is Ohio State's going, probably. So that loss to Indiana, significant.
No, I refuse to believe that. No, you can't take that away from me.
It's still odds are pretty good compared to many other teams, but Ohio State and Indiana are really gearing up for it. They got the best shot, honestly, of making the Big Ten championship game.
But we could still go to the playoffs.
Yes, this is the thing. Ohio State, they lost 2 games, remember? They lost to Michigan, who was like a pretty good but certainly not great Michigan team. And they lost to us. They were 10-2. They didn't make it to the Big Ten championship game, but then they still were in the playoffs, and then they won the national championship. So
okay, so here's the narrative.
Let's hear it.
That we're gonna spin, and we're just gonna call it the truth because why not?
Because it's 2025.
It's 2025. Everything's real.
Absolutely.
If you think it's real. Yep. Congratulations. You're all crazy. Obviously, the conference was very unplussed by us winning last year, especially undefeated, and then taking the title in our first year.
It's true. It's very impressive.
Really shaming the whole conference, especially when the 2 poster kids did terrible, right?
Yeah.
So, obviously, us not going to the conference championship this year.
Yeah.
Inside job. Definitely taking us down at an executive level.
Yes.
Probably pulling strings and forcing funding to be shaken.
Honestly, I would say the refs were helping us out a little more this game than they were helping out Indiana, but continue. And against Penn State.
No, dude. No. It's always against us. We can't be a part of it.
Aaron,
we're the bad guys. Remember, it's against
us. No,
you
said that, and it made me think, like, I thought this game, it really rang true. Because Indiana's absolutely the good guys. They're not a powerhouse program.
Sure.
They've won, like, 1 game in the last, like, something crazy, like 72 tries against the top 5 or 10 team. And now they've won 2. It was something like that. I don't know if they kept saying it. They are the good guys of college football. And what I'm hoping is this is that kind of movie where it's like, we're the anonymous, just like fancy uniforms, black shirt, just like spooky evil team.
Yeah.
That they beat early on, and it gives them a lot of momentum because it's still early in the movie, if this is their movie. I'm hoping this is a Rocky situation where they lose to the Goliaths at the end, and it's heartwarming for them that it's like they got this far, but the Goliaths do in fact win. We are the Goliaths. I'm hoping that's the case, because the other thing, even though we had a home field advantage and we should have done better being at home, our home win streak ended up being a curse, and now it's broken. I don't know who has it now, but even though we lost at home, I really do think if we met them on another playing field, like just another day, I don't think it'd be like an Oregon-Ohio State situation like last year where the second time we just get boat raced and just, you know. I think we would win even if we played Indiana again, personally. Maybe not. Maybe it'd be the exact same problems. I mean, Dante Moore looked pretty freaking rassled at home. But I would feel like somewhat confident, not like for sure, but
I'm pretty sure
it was a bad day for us.
Did he tweak something? Wasn't there a little period where they're like, "Oh,
they did," but you can't. I mean, maybe it was more serious than you thought, but I really don't. That wasn't the problem. The problem was he's like not seeing a man in the middle of the field that's open, or like the play was being completely blown up before he could even look at another guy, or we're just calling a play that was a little, not creative. in a way that
What
will
if
get us the first down.
what if I were to pitch this conspiracy idea inside job?
I like what you're trying to do here.
What if he was the assassin?
Wait, who was the assassin? For what?
What
There's been a lot of assassinations this season.
Dante. What if he's the one who's actually in there choosing the wrong throws?
Whoa.
What if
For
he's
UCLA,
our
he wants to
spy?
go back to UCLA. No, honestly, I was thinking
He's like, I can't take this weather and these hippies.
if anyone's a spy, Atticus Sappington transferred from Oregon State. They're
Yeah.
0-7. They
dude.
just fired their
Yeah.
head coach. He did miss a field goal we imagined him to get. He also hit some, but it did make me think.
Well, you have to make it believable.
Exactly. I was like,
You know what it is, Adam? It's you and me against this team.
I know. This freaking
No,
team, dude.
it's
We are
not.
cursed. The Quack 12 will go on forever because we're not going to stop until we win a national championship. And it's never going to
Yeah.
happen. So let's
Yeah.
get into
It's a
this
bummer.
schedule,
I mean, it's a
though.
bummer loss.
Let me
But
tell you what
honestly,
we're
I
up
have
against
to say
now.
I've had too much positivity in other avenues for sports that
Yeah.
I've felt fine. I'm like, oh, 2 out
You
of
talk
3
about
ain't
the
bad.
Mariners right now. Trying to
Seahawks won.
Yeah, the Seahawks.
There's enough happening to keep me upbeat. It's a shame
Yeah.
them Duckies
Yeah.
got
Let
lined
me
up.
tell you this. These are the teams we're going against. And, like, I'm very interested. Like, suddenly these games got a lot more interesting because you think about, some of the struggles even in our blowouts. And now you're like, well, is this a fatal flaw or is this something we can work on? Or is it something that won't show up in these future games? Who knows? But let's get into, so first of all, Rutgers. Historically, Rutgers is not a great program. Indiana wasn't historically a great program either, but they're
Rutgers will be a great, get your boots back on.
You would
You're
hope
like,
so.
all right,
We
I
are
can
on the
ride.
road, but it really is a team we should beat handedly. Washington was able to beat them during the Mariners game. This was during that crazy 15th inning against the Detroit Tigers. Like
Brother Bear.
that was a great game. And you could tell the Washington fans while they were watching their team play Rutgers in Seattle were like, yeah, we don't give a shit about this game. The players kind of felt that way too. But they were watching the games like at the concession stands and stuff because they have
Oh, I
TVs.
mean, it's a historic
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Beating
See, that
Rutgers
was in a
typically
huge baseball moment.
yeah, beating Rutgers is typically not a historical moment. So hopefully it's not I mean, dude, if we play like we played this last Saturday at home, though, then a lot of teams can beat us. So we'll see what happens. Not that Rutgers is Indiana, but, if you throw a couple picks at the wrong time, it can really hurt you. So we're on the road against Rutgers. And then Wisconsin comes to Eugene, Oregon. Wisconsin's truly a very bad team. Like UCLA was a bad team a couple of weeks ago, and they completely turned around. But like Wisconsin is a bad team. We are at home. We should win that. I'll say that. It's tie-dye night in the stands, so everyone will be hopefully appropriately high, the appropriate high level for a football game.
Tie-dye night.
Tie-dye. You get it. Then we get a bye week, and then this game looks much scarier all of a sudden.
Hold on. We're playing one game, and then
Two
we're
games.
right back off.
Rutgers, Wisconsin.
2 games. Thank you.
It is weird, though. And then a bye week, and then Iowa. Now, Iowa, that looks a lot scarier than before. Purely
Dude,
because
that sounds like another loss coming out of a bye week. Come on. Why are they doing that to
it could
us?
be.
This
Bye
is an
weeks-
inside job. I'm telling you, executive level.
Yeah. No, it'll be a big one, especially because Iowa is all about like, hey, screw offense. We want to beat you 13-10.
Sure.
They really are, but they're pretty dang good at doing that. They almost beat Indiana. Indiana had to like rally back, and it could have gone either way, especially because they were playing on the road at Iowa, and they're gonna show up. Like our defense will do really well against them because their offense is not great, but suddenly that looks like a much muddier game and could go either way.
It sounds like a Penn State type situation, double overtime, shootout style.
It very well could be. Very well could be. After that, only 3 more games. Minnesota, they're coming to Eugene. We
Okay.
should be favored. We'll see what happens. USC is really rallying back as a program. They have 1 loss. against Illinois. So they're still USC apparently, but they actually just really whooped up on Michigan, which that says something. Like the helmet's a big helmet to beat, but like I don't know about this year's Michigan team, but still, they beat Michigan at home. They do have offense, they do have talent, so that'll be a game. And then the final game of the year for the regular season, traveling to Seattle to take on a pretty good, not great, but pretty good Washington team. That is a scary game because I think their students will show up as long as they haven't like cratered the season. But it's just like hoping to get a vulnerable, maybe overrated Ducks team. That could be like, these are all on the table. If we lose another game, if we go 10-2, I would still, purely because we're, a multi-million-dollar brand, and 10-2 in a really good conference, 10-2 could get us there in the playoffs. But you are hoping at that point that the committee lets you in. So that would, it would be like we're probably getting in 10-2, especially if we lose to like two really good teams, like maybe USC.
That's exactly it. That's who you have to lose to, though.
Yeah, like Ohio State worked for them, Indiana worked for them, so
we could lose to let's say we lost to the Huskies.
Yeah,
I could see them going, well, the Huskies weren't really that great, were they?
Yeah,
and they go, no, you weren't really that great.
And losing early, like really late in the season like that, when like voters still got it fresh, and like, well, they just lost and they didn't make it. But like 10-2, we're probably still getting in because we're in most likely the best conference, or at least top 2 best conference. So 2 losses, one of them being to probably going to be a really good, most likely undefeated Indiana team, or 1 loss or something like that. So we got to hold on to our butts. This season got a lot more interesting.
We have to get seriously Jurassic Park on this shit.
Yeah, hold on to our butts, exactly. I don't know if this is pessimistic of me, but already I have been resigned to being like, okay, this season, I'm already going to, this season doesn't matter what happens. We're not going to national championship, I don't think. I just don't think our O-line is quite there. Or our offense in general. I do think this could be the season where we have a good season, we end it strong, and then maybe we end it with 2, maybe 3 losses. But next season, as long as maybe because a bowl game,
bro,
or
that's the one. It's 11-1.
But let's say that happens. Next season, if we bring in, we don't have to bring in too much talent. It's more like retain the best talent, really get this offensive line hopefully shored up a little bit. Then maybe, and Dante Moore has a whole season of starting under his belt. Next season could be. I mean, I don't know. Does that make me an optimist or a pessimist?
This guy.
What do you think?
No, it does not. It makes you a fatalist.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's 11-1 season. I think we win the national championship. I believe the offensive line can figure their shit out. Right?
I mean,
would you say they're all playing at their ceiling of athletic ability?
No.
Right. Which means there's still room for them to inflate.
We'll see. It's not a guarantee.
They've had a week of learning, and then they got a loss, which is the best kind of learning you can get. Actionable plan has got to go, and it will, I think.
Aaron, I don't care if what you were doing was crazy embarrassing. I'm going to need you to explain to the listeners, to me, and to God herself what you were doing instead of watching the first half of this game. Let's hear it. I don't care if it was like listeners, if you're in a public space, maybe turn it down. jacking off while taking a shit. I don't care what it was, Aaron. I need
that?
to hear what it was that was so
It was
fucking
that, what you
important for the entire first half.
No, I had a record lathe installed in the studio.
And
So it's a train wreck around here currently because I've got too much stuff. I have to get rid of things now.
and listeners, he thinks that's more important than the Ducks winning a national championship and this being the final season of Quack 12.
Here's what you can do. Because you can follow a path. If you talk to Trevor,
Robinson, our friend,
yes,
friend of the show.
Trevor can ask Jesse.
Okay.
Jesse is who I got the lathe from.
Okay. These are people that our
When
listeners
he
don't
showed
know.
up,
Mm-hmm.
it was noon.
Okay.
At 12:30,
Yes.
I went, oh, shit. I need to turn on a football game. I hope you're okay with that.
We could have
And
won.
he goes, yeah, buddy, that'll be great. And so then I assumed, because it was a CBS broadcast,
Yes.
that I could go to my Paramounts and I would stream it through my Paramount.
I think you could have.
But I don't have that plan.
Oh,
That's
Aaron.
an additional plan that is so stupid, so I do not prescribe.
Oh, Aaron. You
And
fucked
so I
us.
had to wait until we were done with the install, at which point I ran upstairs, I turned on the old bunny ears,
Mm.
and I was in like Flynn, baby.
Well, subscribers, if you want to unsubscribe, if that wasn't a satisfying enough answer, you can go to Pierce Deer Studios to leave all your hate comments.
And while you're there, go ahead and make a pre-order for a lathe cut record of your choice.
Yeah,
I can
well, now
I
he's in
can
the
make
hole. Now
10,
he fucking
25 or 50 copies. I won't go over 50.
He is desperate now. You can hear it in his voice. Well,
Actually, I'm not ready for it yet. I'm probably not going to start doing any actual cutting for money until the new year. Because let me tell you this. This is one of the best problem-solving scientific puzzles I've ever gotten to play with. Adam, I can literally take our theme song, cut it to a record that you could then play on your turntable.
Wow.
For the low, low price of $25 a cut.
Well, I'm glad someone's having fun. That's all I'm going to say.
Like I said, I've had too many Seahawks won. That's good. You know, they're having a fun
Aaron,
season,
if you keep
maybe.
talking about fucking Seattle sports on this Quack 12 podcast, I'm going to fucking murder you.
Dude, you spent the first 15 minutes talking about Penn State's career.
Because they're vitally important to whatever the hell this team is.
Dude, what is this team? That's the question.
We have no good wins now. We have 0 good wins.
That's what it feels, and that's what it feels like. It feels like we had those first 4 were like, duh.
Yeah.
And then the Penn State was like, woo! But if they're sucking, then that one's like, weird. I don't know how I feel anymore.
It feels like we are because we're the bullies. We're the bad guys.
We're the bad guys.
We are the bullies that like, ooh,
You're okay?
no, I'm not.
Ladies and gentlemen, he died right here on
Oh,
stage.
I coughed, which listeners, you don't know, hurt a little extra because I was on my bike the other day when it was raining and my wheels slid out from under me and I landed only on my rib and it wrecked me. So now every time I cough, I feel like I need to die.
We all know from your past video footy that you do, in fact, wear a helmet. So,
I do wear a helmet, it's true.
Thank God.
I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, we bad. We're the worst. Oh,
It's
it
just
felt
our
like we're the
storyline.
bully, and
Yeah.
we showed up to school and beat the crap out of like the biggest kid there, and we felt really good about it. And then like next day, people were like, "Oh, yeah, no, that kid's a sweetheart," and like, "Yeah, you really messed up." And now we just feel really terrible about ourselves because Penn State was bad. Secretly, they were bad. I don't know if that metaphor works. YouTube watchers, this is the thing I'm showing you. That's right, a trophy that I won in Eugene, Oregon, my 62nd
See? Look at
short
that.
film. It's distracted me. We won the funniest minute, which is why I have the funniest minute trophy. We also won the best minute because it was the best. So why don't you either go over to Adam Chimeo YouTube page or look in the link of this very episode, and there'll be a link to that, and watch my 1 minute film, Missing Laundry, my 1 minute award-winning film. There you go, listeners.
Critically acclaimed.
Critically acclaimed. There were critics there. There were 3
I gotta
critics.
say, I think it's fantabulous. Everything about that I love because I've seen it.
It's true.
And I know that you worked for every second of footy.
And there were
you worked
60 seconds.
1.5 hours to make it the best it could be.
That's absolutely not true. Aaron, let's get into the picks. Let's
Finally.
wrap this bummer episode up.
I mean, it's not really a bummer. You're an award-winning director.
It's true.
I've got a city filled with sports
All right.
love.
All right. You've seen
And a fucking record play.
Yeah. Things are going great for Aaron.
Yeah.
Big whoop. Okay, so overall.
Wait, edit point.
The
picks. That is right. We're here to break down whatever the hell happened last week. I mean, a lot of these games, usually I'm watching every single college football snap, but I was ready to watch anything else but football. So
What did you watch instead? No, just kidding. Let's get to the picks.
Good. Okay. Oregon didn't win. We both picked Oregon. Washington did, in fact, beat Rutgers. There was a minute where it looked like Washington was just too into the Mariners game to really pay attention to this one. I felt like it was going to be a classic Washington home upset, but no, Rutgers couldn't keep up. Could not keep up. We both picked Washington, unfortunately. Michigan State, I believe they took on Nebraska, and surprisingly, even though Nebraska is known for losing,
Why would we have picked the Michigan State game playing Nebraska when neither team is in the Pac-12?
Aaron, that is such a good question. Bro, this ESPN app freaking sucks for scores.
Yeah, dude.
I'll tell you that.
Why does it have us conglomerated in there? Do they not know that there is a Pac-12?
Because that was the week before. The real game they played, the real Pac-12 matchup, was UCLA.
Yeah.
Which again, like UCLA was like 0-4. They sucked, and then all of a sudden fired their coach, and everything came alive against Penn State. They beat Penn State. They also beat Michigan State. This is on the road, 38-13. So suddenly,
didn't I pick them?
No, both of us chose Michigan State.
Are you sure?
I got it written right here, unless you want to go back and listen to it. So it's funnily enough, UCLA, they only have one Big Ten loss. I mean, so do we. Theirs is against Northwestern, which, isn't great. But Penn State lost to Northwestern too. And eventually they play Indiana and they play Ohio State. So honestly, it'd be pretty funny if UCLA just turned it on. And they could help us out, but who knows? Probably not. Probably not going to happen.
Baby, that's football right there.
Then SMU, they played somebody, certainly. Oh, they played Stanford, 34-10. Both of us chose SMU because Stanford. You remember Wazoo versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss was ranked, I think, number 4 in the country. And Wazoo, they were somewhere around, I want to say 33.5 point underdogs on the road. They were huge. And yet, I chose Wazoo to win. And, dude, they almost did. They didn't. But really, I'm telling you, man, they almost did. It was really funny. I so desperately wanted them to. But they didn't. So you got that one. Iowa State took on the Buffmen, the Buffaloes, the Colorado Buffaloes. You were brave enough to choose them, and you were correct. I was not. I chose Wake Forest over Oregon State, and they beat them so bad Oregon State finally pulled the trigger and fired their coach Trent Bray, because holy cow, Wake Forest demolished them. Yep.
Dude.
Yep.
Oregon State lost.
Yeah, big time.
Didn't I pick them to win because I was like, how much can you really lose?
Yeah, you did. The answer could be all of it. You can lose all of it.
I really thought that was going to be the one. Like you said, who even is this other team?
Wake Forest.
Okay, well that means
time to wake
Oregon
up.
State will win this next week because they fired the coach, which means the team will just play better for the 1 week.
Yeah, that seems to, for some reason, be true. I don't know why. The dead cat bounce, as we always say. And then after that, we had Michigan took on USC. This was a good match. Michigan was ranked, but I think a lot of people circled this one. Michigan loses bigly to the USC Trojans, which you called. Then we had BYU against Arizona. I chose BYU to remain undefeated. They remained undefeated. You went with the Wildcats. And then last but not least, I chose Arizona State versus the Utes, even though I really thought Arizona State was probably not going to win, but I was like, got to support my Kenny Dillingham. Turns out, though, Sam Leavitt was injured. I don't think he played. I didn't even watch this game, but Utah kicked the crap out of them. So you got that one, which gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 correct compared to my measly 1, 2, 3, 4. That
wow,
is right,
we're tied.
4, which puts me at 34 points and puts you at, you guessed it, 34 points.
Wow. Now we got us a game, baby. We're cooking over here.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting. And of course, this is the Pick'ems section, which is the Hithladay is always right. Visit addictedtoquack.com and listen to It Never Rains on This podcast Pick'em segment.
AKA Hithlapick.
I thought it was Pickladay.
Pickladay.
Pickladay, not Hithlapig. That just seems rude.
Hithlapick.
Hithlapit, yeah. Okay, let's pick apart the Pac-12, because this is the last remaining Pac-12 podcast on the web footosphere. Let's keep it going through this awkward ESPN app as I find a defunct conference. Where we at? Cal.
Are you using the Wayback Machine?
Yep. Cal versus North Carolina. Now, North Carolina, I'm glad we get to talk about this. They're in the weirdest situation right now. They're 2-3. Their 2 wins are against nobodies. Bill Belichick, this is his first season coaching for UNC.
Wow.
We all know Bill Belichick, a legendary head coach who has definitely fallen from grace, not only because he has a super young girlfriend, which who cares about really? It feels a little transactional. Certainly you know about this, right? He has like this, it's very funny. He has like this.
How old is he again? I mean, he should be well retired.
I mean, he should be retired. I don't know.
That name is older than my dad. Let's put it that way.
He's an old man. She's somewhere in her 20s. It is an awkward-looking couple. I mean, it's transactional, but who really cares? It's more like they've seen so often together that, I don't know, it's a funny storyline. Bigger, more meaningful storyline is how shitty he's doing as a head coach.
Sure.
And I think it's really obvious. Like, he was a curmudgeon in the NFL. So when you're suddenly dealing with like 17 through 20 whatever year olds, like, it has not worked out. He's not embracing the college football culture. They stink. It does not resemble one of his teams in the NFL whatsoever. Not only that, but his NFL past is actively hurting them. Because you'll have things like, he's like, well, I don't want any Patriots scouts coming to my games or our practices, because if they don't want me on their turf, then I don't want them on our turf. And it's like, okay, what about?
Oh, he's a personal guy.
Yeah.
He's one of those types.
It's like, what about your players who I'm sure don't care? Like, they just want to be seen by scouts. Not only that, but also Drake May, who went to UNC. We actually played him in a bowl game. He's had a couple of games that have been really good for the Patriots. And instead of showing those, usually on your social media for UNC, be like, hey, here's our old quarterback, and they're doing great. Like, we're going to retweet this. There's been no mention of it, and people are pretty sure it's because Bill Belichick's being like, I don't want any of that Patriots shit on our social media. So it's like real petty, real bad. Their team is really bad. Cal has a great quarterback. We keep talking about him, but Cal's not a great team per se, and the quarterback's still a freshman. He's, not perfect.
Right.
And Cal's at home. Who's winning? Cal or UNC?
Wow. A washed up, literally a guy who should be retired from greatness against a kid who seems only apparently destined for such greatness.
Maybe not at Cal, though.
Fascinating cycle to be held, and I think because of that, the young will always beat the old. I'm going with Cal.
Me too.
Dang.
It would be very embarrassing if Cal lost this, I think. Let's keep it going, which is pretty Cal. Oregon Rutgers, 3:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network.
This is where he's at, folks. He's so disenfranchised. He's putting it second.
No. We'll save it.
Oregon, of course.
I'm sure we'll pick Oregon. Okay, Washington, Michigan. This is fun. The battle of the W versus the battle of the M. Michigan just lost to USC. Washington has been rallying back against the middle of the Big Ten. Now they got Michigan, which may be in the middle of the Big Ten. I'm yawning so much. I'm so sorry, listeners. I'm just so bored of this pod. I'm going to go.
No, I'm going first.
Well, go ahead.
I'm the one. I won last week.
Go ahead.
I'll easily and gladly remind you.
Ooh.
I actually think this is a tough game, but something in my gut tells me maybe Washington will do it. Where is it at? Is it at Washington or is it at Michigan?
It's at Michigan.
Then I think Michigan's going to win it.
You're going with Michigan.
This is a hometown advantage game.
I was gonna go with Michigan, but I think it's close enough. And you chose Michigan. That I'll go with Washington.
That's the kind of game. Is that game of the week?
Could be. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Arizona versus Houston. Houston, I'll never not remember that they really struggled against Oregon State. But outside of that, have looked very good, actually. They're 5-1. They're doing well in the Big 12. They're going against Arizona. Houston will be at home
in the Big 12.
That's right. Arizona is 4-2 right now.
Right.
Just got beat by an undefeated BYU, the class of the conference. But will they be able to take it against the Houston Cougars?
I do think the Cougs have got no. Oh, yeah, right. No, I think Arizona's got this one.
Really?
I do.
Because I think Houston's got it.
Really?
I think the Cougars beat the Wildcats.
The Cougars.
The Cougars.
I mean, I love Houston.
The city?
But I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
All right. Let's keep it going with the Pac-12, shall we? Next up on the list, oh my gosh, a lot of Big Ten cupcake games, that's for sure. There's Ole Miss versus Georgia. It's a number 5 versus number 9. That should be fun, but not relevant to what we're doing right now. Here we go.
Here's one.
Arizona State just got off from a real bad butt kicking. I don't know if Sam Levitt will be back. They're 4-2 right now. Only
Weird.
getting harder because the team that beat Utah is now taking on Arizona State. Number 7, Texas Tech against Arizona State. 1 p.m.
Tech all day, baby.
Yeah. Fortunately, you're
now,
right.
But now you have me confused because
I think you're right.
which of the Arizona teams is the one that has been actually doing really well, surprisingly?
Kenny Dillingham. I mean, this season, neither of them are doing really well. But last year, Arizona State was in the playoffs.
Right. There was one that was classically good and one that was classically bad.
Yeah. I mean, both of them have been
Which one was the bad one?
Arizona. Well,
See, that's
Arizona.
who I thought. I thought they were the good one, which is why I picked them.
they're
against
kind of
you.
the same, right? Do you want to change?
No,
Okay.
no.
I
But I did
admire
want to
you.
clarify.
I'm glad you weren't a coward. Washington State, they're 3-3. They nearly had an upset against number 4, but let it slip through their fingers. Now they're taking on number 18 Virginia. 18 Virginia will be at home. They had a huge win against Florida State. But will they be able to take on the Cougs?
Yes, Virginia.
Virginia, I want to believe in the Cougs. Like, it's stupid. I shouldn't pick them again, but I want to.
Okay, do it.
So I am.
Psycho.
Yeah.
You psychopath.
I mean, that's me supporting the actual Pac-2 right there. UCLA takes on Maryland. Maryland.
What?
Maryland.
I'm gonna believe in this. Wait, is Maryland the Terpentines?
The Terrapins, yeah.
The Terrapins?
Yeah.
I'm going with the Terps. I'm going Terps.
You're going Terps. I'm going UCLA. I want to believe in them. It'd be amazing to start 0-4 and then just start whipping out wins. I love it. So I'm just going to go with UCLA.
I love it too.
Fire your coach. Only great things will happen.
I
if you
will
fire
say,
your coach.
the only part about not talking about whatever that other conference is, I missed the Terps. I always thought that was a fun part.
They pop up still. They pop up.
They pop up.
Number 20 USC goes on the road to take on an ancient rival, number 13 Notre Dame. We got game. Notre Dame had 2 real quick losses, but have since bounced back against Cupcakes. Their losses were against pretty dang good teams in Texas A&M and Miami. But will USC be added to that list?
I mean, it is one of those things where it's hard as a non-pay attentioner because Notre Dame historically is whatever.
Yeah. Well,
So-
it's hard as a pay attention or even because USC is just kind of different from one week to the other sometimes.
Yeah. So I guess. Oh gosh, I guess I'll just stay USC. Let's back the pack.
You're going USC. I will back anyone but the pack in this regard. Notre Dame.
Okay.
Going with the home team. Feel good about it. Let's keep it going. Touchdown
Nerds
Jesus will
over there,
probably
dude.
be there.
Just a bunch of nerds.
We got the Holy War. Utah, number 23 Utah, will try to break the undefeated season that BYU, number 15 BYU, is having.
And they will. It's Utes all day, baby.
I agree with you. I think BYU
That's what I'm talking about.
they've gotten really lucky to go 6-0. I think Utah is really desperate to break that bubble. Even at home, BYU's offense, they've been pretty So I think Utah will be able to do it. It'd be pretty impressive it'd be kind of fun if BYU just end up wiping the floor and end up going 12-0. Makes it interesting, I think.
Would that be funny to you?
Somewhat. Because I want to beat them.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I wasn't trying to be sassy.
You're pretty freaking sassy right there. Let's get into Lafayette versus Oregon State. Oregon State is 0-7. The University
Like Lafayette,
of,
Louisiana?
Yep, that's right.
Wow.
That's right. Get your gumbo
fact.
on. Lafayette, I'll tell you, they play against their completely different division team. So they're 5-2, but they've played like Bucknell, Fordham, Princeton, Columbia, Georgetown, and Stonehill. So it's like they're doing a pretty good job. I think for Oregon State, this is it, man. This is truly it. Like, after Lafayette, you play Wazoo. Then you play Sam Houston. Sam Houston, actually, as of right now, Sam Houston is also only defeated. They are 0-6. So that could be the real opportunity.
Yeah.
And then you got Tulsa, and then you got freaking Wazoo again. So
here's what I know.
What do you know?
I've spent enough time in Lafayette, Louisiana, to be floored that they have a college. So I'm going Oregon State because what?
Now I don't like it because I'm also picking Oregon State. I think firing their coach, they're going to get the classic.
Yep.
Yeah, classic bounce back. We've seen it quite a bit.
Hell,
this season.
dude, they might actually get 3 to 4 games out of this season.
Whoa.
I'm not joking.
Whoa. I mean, maybe they're playing against Sam Houston, and maybe they can beat Wazoo. Probably not.
Also, randomly, if you live in Lafayette, Louisiana right now, and you are hearing this, and you remember a place called the Blue House,
okay,
shout out Blue House.
That is random. That is very random.
Very. You have no idea.
Last one here. Florida State started off beating Alabama, and it felt like a huge win for them and a huge loss for Alabama. Since then, everything is flipped, and now Alabama's just back to being, yep, they look really good, and Florida State is 3-3. Many of those losses were very close, but yeah, 3-3. But will it matter when they take on Stanford at 7:30 p.m. on ESPN?
Nope.
Aaron?
It will not matter.
I agree with you. Florida State it is.
Wait, time out. How many has Stanford won?
2 games. One against Boston College, and then
they're done.
Someone else, yeah. Colorado, just so we know, I'm just double checking here. Yeah, Colorado does not have a game, so they're on a bye, which leads us to the last choice, Oregon Rutgers. Who you got?
Oh, we picked it second, Oregon.
Well, do I still have faith in this team, Aaron?
No.
Do I feel like a lowly Rutgers can come in and just fuck my shit up and make me disbelieve in what we have, what we were building, that this could be the team of destiny to finally give us the national championship? Do I believe that Lanning would lay back-to-back goose eggs, that our victory in the whiteout actually was meaningless, and that UCLA and Northwestern had a better showing against this fraudulent team, and that we ourselves are fraudulent? That we could lose to a team that lost to Minnesota, that lost to Washington and Iowa? No. I believe in us. That's why I'm choosing Oregon. Which
I will say this, though.
Let's hear it.
You should be careful, because now that you are in an elite club of movie auteurs, film auteurs, cinema tuckies, you don't want to go thinking that this team is lesser than you.
Wow.
Because of that one loss.
Wow.
That was just a little blemish, you know. It was a poor editing. I'm going to put it in your world. It was just a bad editing choice, you see.
Ooh. Aaron, I am this team in that I am a loser this week, but hopefully that will change. Which leads us to our final
How are you
segment.
a loser? You're a winner.
No.
You just showed us the award.
Why? Because I have this award in my hand? Aaron, now we just have to choose our super specific predictions, which certainly did not happen last week. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
much.
mine didn't happen. Mine hinged on us winning.
Mine hinged on a fan puking, and I don't think the drinking was hard enough.
That was probably the real problem.
Yeah, I really do think so.
Do you think it was really a game of the week, though? Do you think
Yeah.
the cameras? Okay.
I mean, technically, it was the game of the week. I don't know if it was the best game of the week. It was kind of.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that was the choice to make?
Then again, I didn't watch that much football because I was done with it at that point.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Super specific. Super specific prediction is this. There will be
A football game.
okay. We will have scored 14 points having ran only 4 plays. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's how it's going to happen.
I see. I believe that we will score under 30 points, but we will still look like overall we will be the better team, but it will make it so Duck fans will go absolutely freaking nuts, and we will live in hell for one more week. And Ducks gonna
where's the specificity in there?
Yeah, I gotta make it more specific. Also, Dante Moore will be sacked 4 times.
Dag.
And that's why I'm going to hate my life yet again. But you know what?
I
love talking to you.
I think no matter how this game is played, there will be a demographic of loudmouths
like me
on their platform of choice.
Yes, TikTok.
Talking about how we need to let go of Will Stein.
Yeah, I think that'll happen. Also, I think the Duck will be ejected for fighting an opposing fan.
I'm also going to hazard a guess that someone out there might actually be the first dissenter of Dan Lanning.
What does that mean?
I think we're about to hear someone say for the first time ever that he's not a good coach.
Oh!
It's going to be a psychopath. It'll be like, here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Old Cheesehead over on the East Coast, he's going to get on his little buddy group, his forum that he's got. I forget what it's called. But he's going to make an anti-Oregon Dan Lanning ad.
Wow.
With AI.
I'm also going to say they're going to cut to a live duck eating a discarded hot dog, like just the meat of a hot dog. And they're going to be like, oh, I guess these ducks are carnivores in this area.
And then the camera is super specific here.
Okay.
The camera will zoom out.
Okay.
And we will see Adam Sandler dressed as Happy Gilmore laughing at the duck.
Wow. That's good. As Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
So it's like
oversized hockey jersey.
So it's kind of like a set.
It'll be a Ducks jersey.
Wow.
Big saggy pants, his like Timberland boots.
If that happens, that'll be our final episode, y'all. And we thank you for it.
And to God, if Adam Sandler comes out and laughs at a duck eating a discarded hot dog dressed as Happy Gilmore,
we're done. We're freaking done with this world. Go over to YouTube so you can see my trophy. Click on the link. Go over to Pierce's studio for whatever weird shit.
I haven't added the lathe, so you can't Google it yet.
You better do it.
I'm still learning it.
Better
it's so
do
hard.
it.
Cutting records, dude. It's pretty cool.
Cutting records. I'd rather cut the cheese. Well, I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Quack, quack, quack.